another idea that I wanted your help with, both of you ladies. We'll start with you for this one, Ruby. Had a girl over last week, right? Cooked some shrimp tacos for her.
That's how it
She
starts.
spends the night. She spends the night. Now, this girl is somebody who I had a history with before, like, a brief history where we just, you know, messed around a couple times, like during the pandemic, and she was kind of looking for something a little more serious. I'm like, I barely even know you, but ended up not working out, but we still kept cool, right? So
Right.
anyway, we kind of had she does music as well, so we had like a check-in conversation when I came home from Phoenix last month, and then just to kind of like learn where her head is, because I wanted to know like where she was with the music, where she was with like dating, and with appreciate that big Barbie world.
Thank
But
you.
I wanted to know where her head was with these things, and she said she was kind of more interested on doing music like as a hobbyist level, and then when it came to dating, she said she's kind of fed up with who's out there, but she wants, she's from, let's just say, her family's immigrants from another country, so she just wanted something a little more traditional. I'm like, okay, I could understand
Right.
that. Well, I'm not really looking for, nor can I afford a girlfriend in this chapter of my life. So
I like that.
I just said,
We
hey,
are
you know
expensive.
what? Whatever happens, let's just start with dinner. Okay?
Okay.
So she came over, boom, shrimp tacos, boom, spent the night. And I'm like, well, oh yeah, I forgot to say, in between that time, we had another conversation on the phone about how she wanted me in her music video. And, oh, she's going to rent a jet ski, and we're going to go out to the water, and I'm going to get a selfie stick, and, you'll be the love interest in the video. I'm like, okay, bet, for sure. All right, so then dinner in the evening happens. Okay, cool. Then I hit her, followed up. I said, hey, when do you want to plan for this music video shoot? And she's like, well, my phone's cracked, so I don't know. And I'm
Your
like,
phone's
okay,
cracked
yeah.
on a rant and a
That's kind
keep
of
Things
going.
that I do. Shout out to my boy Huggy does it in the chat. But
sounded like a nice fuck you. maybe
no doubt, because
maybe
now
your
I'm looking
tacos
at her.
wasn't good, friend. I don't know. She was like,
She was raving about my cooking, raving. And like the picture that I got, I didn't take a picture of the food. She took a picture, and it looked pretty damn good.
She must have
You might
ate
have to post on the Killa
tacos and was
Convos.
like, nah.
Combo.
Nah.
She must have been just being nice to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was just
But
wooing you.
yeah. So next thing
She
you know,
wooed
I
you.
see.
She used you. Like, she was like, tomorrow I'm going to give you the world.
Yeah.
And had you doing
No.
all that nasty
No.
shit. How does it feel?
But
Because y'all
Ruby,
do that to us all the
You
time.
might be beating me there to my point, because next thing you know, I see her on her story with some dude, and they're playing Uno one day, and then she's like, then she's singing what's that SZA song? You mean she's playing some SZA song with him, and I'm like, look, if we're not gonna do this music video, for me, your purpose has been served. You know what I'm saying? And also, I tried to invite her to a little hip hop function that I was going to, so we could both network with some artists. And I'm like, and then she's like, "Oh, well, I get off work late." So I've tried to make the effort to make this not just about sex, you
Right.
know. And like I'm, following up to see when we gonna do the music video. And I'm like, let me lend a hand to the digital side. Like if you need cover art, if you need, services, whatever. I'm not even talking about money. Let's just here's how I want to hook you up.
Right.
Yeah, because you do editing and videos all the time, so it could have helped there.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're very genuine with that shit.
But,
Yeah, like you're hella talented for sure with that.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, for sure. So, hey, not that I care or anything, but like if a man, I'm
It
going Super
stings a
Saiyan when the
little,
glasses come
but I
off.
know what you mean.
If a man sees something in a woman, and I've tried to make an effort to make this not about sex, and I feel like I have been just used for sex and tacos, how should I feel? Take it away.
How we feel all the time. No. Nah, friend. I mean, all jokes aside, I feel like if y'all had a history and a real friendship and you were blunt, like how she said, you were probably honest with her and it probably rubbed her off the wrong way, and she was probably like, fuck this nigga. I'm about to have fun tonight, and she found someone else who took it her fancy a little bit more, and she just moved on with that. But then I also kind of feel if y'all was friends and had a history, she could have kept it real with you, knowing how you are that you don't water it down. She could have kept it like a little more real than that on why she didn't want you in the video and everything else, because you would have helped her more than she would have helped you in that situation, because you do videos for a living. Like, you literally got a whole editing system, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like maybe like he said something a little more nicer than you did, or it was a fatal attraction, like, you know what I mean? She probably realized that night she wasn't feeling it.
And I'm not hurt by this, but as in an effort to become a better man, I want to learn, the reasons why.
Right. I feel we all deserve closure, so I feel she owe you that. But if she don't give you that, then I would feel the next time you deal with a woman, like you said, like it seems like every couple of months you'll deal with someone, and then it kind of ends that way. You got to like self reflect. I would assume in this situation, but that situation sounded cool. Like, came over, had tacos, bitch. I'm gonna do your videos. It don't sound like you did nothing wrong to me. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a time.
Okay. So I want to piggyback off what Ruby said. I just, you know me. I gotta dig in depth a little bit.
Yeah.
So the shrimp tacos, did y'all like kick it prior to that, or that was the first time y'all had kicked it?
This is the first time I'd seen her in years, but we had 2 phone conversations within a week span. Put it that way.
Y'all being, okay. Because you said COVID.
Okay. So,
but like we hung out a couple times during COVID. Okay. Literally a couple times.
Okay. But prior to COVID, did y'all do the nasty?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, after you do the nasty,
no,
they're married.
Yeah, we met during the pandemic. So yeah, did the nasty, like basically we had talked for a few months, just texting.
What happened to 6 feet, sir?
That's the thing, bro. That's the fucking thing. That's the thing, because like I could, she would want to come over and do this.
Ready to
let's go out and let's do this. No, and then I had to hit it because I had to hit it. But,
but were you vaccinated, nigga? You was like, fuck it.
No.
I'll see you in hell, bitch. Come on.
Vaccines were readily available. No, this was before vaccines was readily available. She was working as a nurse with,
Lord.
Yeah, Lord. Okay. So here I am living with my parents. I'm like, I can't spend a whole bunch of time with you. The plague's out, right? The plague's out, right?
You took a risk. How dare she dispose of you?
I'm risking my mother and father's health to go see this chick back then, and she didn't understand. She didn't understand that. She thought, oh, you live with your parents and you got it made and blah, blah, blah. What's up with your career? And blah. I'm like, girl, the world's fucking upside down. So anyway, put her on ice for a minute, and then what do they always do? They come crawling back. So, so then fast forward over 3 years later, and here we are with,
Damn.
So prior to the shrimp tacos, did you cook anything else for her?
Her in particular, no.
Okay. So the shrimp tacos was more of like a gesture, because I feel like cooking for somebody.
Yeah. Not a lot of men cook for women. Yeah. That's cool.
I feel like that's a love language. So you were already being a gentleman at that point. It was no longer like, all right, we're fucking and that's it. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Like, niggas don't just cook for anybody.
For real.
You feel me? So
it's a resource, yeah.
If you cook for somebody, you obviously were showing some type of interest in that person.
For real.
So, and then at that time, prior to you cooking for her, y'all had already talked about that video?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you guys did have some history developed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was kind of out the blue.
Like, she could have just been like, hey, I'm looking for something more serious. I'm not feeling this. I appreciate everything. And then go from there.
Not my phone's cracked. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. People, that shit that people did back in like 2017, 2018, around that time, like just ghosting people and never talking to them again. Like everybody now is like heartfelt and got feelings and is fucking like me. Like I feel like this
right
nowadays. So it's like I'm surprised as a female.
Yeah, like girl.
Hey, like I'm not feeling this. Like I'm not fucking with this shit. Like whatever, because us as females, we more emotional. You feel me? Like.
Hold on, someone's at my doorbell.
But yeah, so like that's why I'm like, I'm surprised that she didn't say, hey, like not feeling this or whatever, like that's
Hello? Y'all see
crazy.
me?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, that's got my doorbell from my son. My bad.
You good.
No, you're good.
The baby.
Okay. Another instance. When again, it started with cooking. But all right, so first,
You gotta stop cooking.
Yeah.
Stop cooking.
Stop cooking. These bitches don't deserve no home cooked meal.
Yeah, bitch, I'm getting you Jack in the Box, ho.
Man, do not unlock that till level 10, bro. Do not cook for no bitches until it's level 10. On the 10th get together, okay.
And one brother said nurses are the biggest fizzlers. Damn.
Nurses are fizzler. God damn.
Yeah.
Bamboozlers.
Killer Queen said, feed them Burger King till they earn otherwise.
Yeah, but you get a Whopper, ho.
Okay. So, this was back in April, right? So first date, right? Me and this other young lady, I matched with her on Hinge, right?
Same bitch.
Totally different broad.
All right.
I matched with her on Hinge, right? Now this is a college-educated sister, mixed, adopted, but laid back Cali girl, right? She was cool. Met up for some food, had a good time, then walked around a little bit, had a really lovely evening, right? The next week, invited her over. This time it was shrimp pasta, right? Cooked. She spent the night. Okay. So then next thing you know, a friend of mine gave me some tickets to see like Snoop Dogg, Seth MacFarlane, Post Malone, and some other comedians at the Hollywood Bowl, right? So me, my homeboy, his girlfriend who I met for the first time, who was like, "Can y'all hear me now?"
A little bit.
I can hear you. A little bit.
He said, "If you gotta see," he said, "If you gotta stop feeding them shrimp." Yeah. Get them bitches ground beef, bitch. You get ground beef, you gotta work your way up to shrimp, ho. But you get hamburger helper next time.
Brown. Yeah, get brown beef.
Make them bitches some hamburger helper, friend, and some Texas toast.
Hey. No, for real.
I'm dying.
Trumps.
Anyway, she spent the night. Now I get some tickets to this show, right? Seth Rogen, Snoop Dogg, motherfucking Post Malone, a lot of shit. Went with my friend and his new girl. His new girl's kind of too talkative, kind of annoying, but whatever. Me and the homie had to tell her to shut her ass up, but it was all in good fun, all in good spirits, right? It was all love. The four of us wind up at, a bar, right down the street, and then Shawty drops us all off at my homie's house. And then, I sat in her car for a little bit. It was kind of sketch out there up in North Hollywood. So I kissed her goodnight, hop about the car, went back home. So now here's where I possibly fucked up. But okay, so I ran into a bunch of people I knew at the concert, right? Including my friend who gave us the tickets. And my friend who gave us the tickets was like, "Oh, Shawty's name here." Said, "Oh, she seems really sweet." And then my homeboy Matt was like, "Oh yeah, Shawty's name here seems cool AF, right?" So I showed her screenshots of my friends complimenting her. And I was like, "Look, babe, you're getting good reviews." I never heard from this chick again. Literally the next day I text her, please tell me you're alive. Nothing.
What?
We had now funny thing is, you guys, we had a conversation about maybe we should wait to follow each other on social media, because my homie Matt and his girl followed her, right? I'm like, maybe we should wait to follow each other on social media just so we get to know each other a little better. So I never heard from the chick again, and this was this phenomenon because I was like,
because you had a good night, yeah.
Holy fuck, we had a good night. Okay, I cooked for you. You spent the night with me. What is the disconnect here? What did I do that's so terrible?
So the first person made a bullshit excuse, and the second person said nothing at all.
Yeah.
Damn. To be honest, I can crack 100 jokes, but all jokes to the side, I kind of feel like that's just people in general, because that's happened to me before in different ways. Or there's a person who followed me on social media for so long, begged to meet me, we had a good night, everything was cool. Like we shared, some personal stories, and they just never talked to me again. Like it was this one guy who ghosted me for 2 years. Like we're still friends on social media now, and he always has an excuse why he can't come down. Oh, I worked this weekend, flat tire, my mom's sick. Like, and I never really got an answer out of him. So I kind of feel that frustration too sometimes, friend. I feel like that's just the people's natures. They don't really have an excuse. I personally feel when people do that, they have a woman or a situation that they live with, or vice versa, and that's why they can't get out as much as they can. But for a person like 100% ghosty like that, and that's what I would think. I would think that they were on a break with their partner, and then they went back home to the situation, and that's why. Because I've done it before. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like that's what I would think. Because there's really no real reason to ghost someone who was cool to you. Now, if the guy was a creep or weird or rapey or cheap, yeah. But it seemed like you weren't any of those things. Like you cook for a bitch, invite her over. A kiss goodnight, like that's some old school 90s shit, like, you know what I mean? And the most I got from a nigga was an Uber home, so that's great. You feel me? So either that or it could boil down to like the nice guys finish last. I feel like a lot of women are used to abuse or weird motherfuckers being douchebags to them, you know what I mean? So maybe
Take a stab
maybe
at
you
it.
got a nice guy syndrome, friend.